Hello and welcome back to our lecture series on two-port network. So in the previous part of this video, we talked about the introductory part of what two-port network, where we talked about what two-port network is and every other thing you need to know about two-port network. But right now, what you are going to be learning is the Z parameter. Exactly. Like I said, the Z parameter is also called the impedance parameter, or you call it the open circuit parameter. And like I said in the previous part, you need to get yourself familiar with these three terms, because the question might just tell you that find the open circuit parameter and they might not even mention Z parameter to you. So you really need to understand all of these terms. So now that we are talking about the Z parameter, do make sure you watch the video to the end so that you can have a full understanding of what Z parameter is all about. So before we get started, if you are yet to subscribe to the channel PA Academy, kindly take out time to click on that subscribe button. So just below the video, you see an option to subscribe there. So kindly click on that subscribe so you can get notified as soon as I drop subsequent videos on that two-port network or any other videos like this. Okay? Alright, so thank you very much if you have just done that. So if you are talking about Z parameter, so the first thing we need to just do is let's draw a circuit or a diagram that represents what the Z parameter actually look like. So if we are dealing with Z parameter, so this is a two-port network, just like we had in the previous video. So this is our linear network, or it could even be a circuit. So in two-port network, then you are going to be having the input current, exactly, and then you are going to be having your V1, and then don't forget the polarity. So this terminal here is the positive and this will be the negative. And then on the other port, this will be our I2. Then let's also indicate our V2 here. So this will be our V2 and this will be the positive and the negative terminal. So now when we are talking about Z parameters, the equation that for this Z parameter is written as, or is given as, V1 is equals to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2. Then we also have V2 equals to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. So the equation you are seeing on the screen, we can also have it in matrix form. Exactly. So in writing it in matrix form, so we can have it as V1 V2. So here we'll be having Z11 Z12 Z12 and then Z22, then I1 I2. So let's call this our equation 1 and let's call this our equation 2. Are we good? So now from our equation 1, so let me write it like that. From equation 1, if we have our I1 to be equals to 0, exactly. So if we have our I1 to be equals to 0, that is more like, let me put that in bracket. So open circuiting the input. So this is our I1 here. So if we take it to be 0, and if you look at it in this equation 1 that we are having here, so this is it here. If we take this I1 to be 0, that means everything here is going to be 0, right? And then we'll be left with V1 equals to Z12 I2. So let's write this out. So we'll be having V1 is equals to Z12 I2. Z12 I2. So now with this, we can make Z12 the separate formula. So that means our Z12 is equals to V1 over I2. So take note of this. So if you also do the same thing to equation 2, this is equation 2. If you also do the same thing to it where I1 is equals to 0, so that means we are going to be having our V2 will be equals to Z22 I2. So with that means our Z22 will be equals to V2 over I2. Take note of this also. Okay, so now this is when we make I1 0. So if you also go back and say, okay, from equation 1 and 2, and then we decide to make I2 equals to 0, which is equivalent to, that means if you open circuit, the output. So in doing that, let's go back to our equation 1. So here our equation 1, if we make I2 0, so that means everything here will be 0 and we'll be left with V1 equals to Z11 I1. So let's go and write that out. So V1 is equals to Z11 I1. So if you make Z11 the subject formula, we are having Z11 equals to V1 over I1. So take note of this also. If you do the same thing to equation 2, where we make I2 0, if you do that, everything here will be 0, and then we'll be left with just this. So if you should write it out, V2, that means V2 will be Z21 I1. So Z21 I1, and then our Z21, is it Z21? Okay, yeah. So that means our Z21 will definitely give us V2 over I1. So also take note of this too. So our Z11 is also defined as the open circuit input impedance. So let me write this just beside it. So the Z1, this Z11, so is defined as the open circuit input impedance. So I want you to take note of all of these terms. Exactly, it's very important. Then our Z21, so our Z21 and Z22, or Z12 rather. So our Z21, okay, is the open circuit forward transfer impedance. Then so that is for Z11 and Z21. Then for our Z12, so our Z12 will be, so let me just clean this. So our Z12 is the open circuit reverse transfer impedance. So let me just draw a line here so that you don't mix those two things up. Very good. Then for our Z22, so it's called the open circuit. So let me just write it here. So our Z22 is the open circuit output impedance. So before we continue, let's just do a little recap on what we've talked about so far. So if you look at these Z parameters, and then this is the one thing you need to take note of, is this Z parameter equation. You are going to be using it in answering question. Exactly, where we have V1 equals to Z11 I1 plus Z12 I2, and then our V2 is equals to Z21 I1 plus Z22 I2. Okay, then also take note of what happens when I1 is equals to 0, you should know what will happen to the equation. This one will cancel out, and then we'll be left with V1 equals to Z1 to I1. So the same thing if will happen here too. If this is 0, then in each cases, also if I2 is 0, you are going to look at them one after the other, and then with that you are going to be getting an expression or an equation for Z11, Z12, Z21, and Z22 respectively. Exactly. All right. So with what we have here, there's also another thing we need to mention before we start looking at examples and how to apply all of this formula is. So if you have Z12 to be equals to Z21, exactly. So if you solve a question, exactly, or an equation under Z parameter, and the value you get for your Z12 and your Z21 are the same thing, then we can say that the network is a reciprocal network. Exactly. So we can say it's a reciprocal network. Also, if you solve a question and so just take note of this also. If Z11 is equals to Z22, don't worry, we are going to see examples of this one I'm talking about. So if you do your calculation and you get your value for Z11 and Z22 and you see that they are the same value, then such a network, so you can say, okay, so you can say the network, so the network is symmetrical. So the network is a reciprocal network, is a symmetrical network. Are we good? Because if you come back to this formula, you see all these Z11, they are actually values for it, the Z12 like that, they are actually values for it. Are we good? Okay, so with all that's been said, now let's look at examples to see how we can apply all of these things that we've talked about under Z parameters. So in addition to this circuit diagram I showed earlier, this one, so there is another one you need to take a note of in Z parameter is this particular circuit. Exactly. So this is circuit representation for Z parameter. Are we good? So this is the input and then the output ports. Also, in two-port network, you need to also pay attention to the direction of the current. Now look at this. This is going towards this direction, and this is going towards this direction. Exactly. So you need to take note of that. I'm only saying this because once you start looking at examples, if you miss the direction, it will affect your answer. Exactly. So if you look at this now, so once you are picking your current direction, you won't have problem. So this is coming like this, and it's always like this. Are we good? So this is what I want to cover in this particular video. In the next video, we are going to be looking at examples. So we have a lot of examples we are going to use to explain what Z parameter is. So I hope by now you already have an idea of what Z parameter is all about. And then again, take note of this formula. Exactly. Take note of this representation for Z parameter. So I hope you find value in this. If you do, please give it a thumbs up. Like, share the video. If you are still yet to subscribe, please take out time to click on that subscribe button, and then I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you.